When you are
married to someone, you become one with that person. And so if that is the person, I'm like, God's never going to call you to break up with somebody, once you're married. Like, this is what I'm kind of thinking about. But if that person's, slowing you down or destroying your or ministry or whatever, that could be a giant weight. So you got to really be careful about who you're marrying.
Or, there's 2 or 3 ways that we have to look at this. And what I'm going to say is going to fly in the face of tradition on a lot of levels. First of all, you're exactly right. More people will fail to live their dreams because of who they marry than maybe any other reason. And that's why Paul said, he said, man, there's just a lot of trouble to being married. At my age, when you see young people, wanting advice about dating, you're not looking at that person and thinking of how good looking or ungood looking or whatever they are. You're kind of looking at them going, boy, that person is high maintenance. And you're just thinking, you're thinking, buddy, what you don't see is what it's going to require to keep this other person content and happy. Now, the thing is, you're willing to do that at one stage of the relationship because your hope is that they will benefit from it, they'll grow in it, they'll appreciate it, and, and they'll grow and they'll change, and then, but that usually doesn't happen. Remember, what you have to do to get them is what you have to do to keep them. And so, Lester Sumrall said this. I'll tell you, Lester Sumrall, he could be a crass old coot, man. I'm telling you, in his older years, he got tough, man. I'm telling you, he was tough. But he still would come out with some really wise things. And he used to say this to his Bible school students. He would say, you don't have the right to marry somebody until you're established in your ministry. I've thought about that a lot, and it's not an issue of right and wrong, but number one, it doesn't matter how much people say they're going to help you to live your call. In their mind, they've got a picture of what that looks like. And they're not seeing what it's really going to be, and they need to see what it's really going to be to live in the ministry before you make a life commitment to them. And before they make a life commitment to you. Now, next thing I'm going to say, this will fly in the face of tradition, because I don't encourage divorce, don't think divorce should be an easy thing that we should do. I think that almost everything the church teaches about divorce is unscriptural, and I think we've talked some about that. But if you can find this paradox between being firmly committed to where you're going, yet patiently walking in love at the same time, then here's what you'll find. You'll find the issue will not be, will you get rid of somebody because they keep you from living your dream? You'll find that they will get rid of you. Well, it is. The church doesn't view it that way. Tradition doesn't view it that way. But in reality, it's sad how the church. I knew a guy was in the ministry, and man, he was serving God. His wife hated being in the ministry. She used to sit on the front row and flip him off while he was ministering, and she would mouth curse words to him. Just I hate you. And I mean some real harsh stuff. And so, when they finally got a divorce, the church banned him. I mean, they wouldn't even let him minister. And man, can you imagine how bitter he was? I mean, he's trying to serve God. Got this mate that hates the ministry, doing everything she can to make him fail to ministry, doing everything she can to cause trouble for him in the ministry. And when it finally blows up over the gospel, then the church bans him. Well, that's just typical goofy religion, tradition. It has nothing to do with the gospel. The truth is, he's serving God with peace today. And I know I probably know 100 guys like that. And the sad thing is is in the days that could be the most fruitful days of their life, the church tries to take it away from them. Of course, the mistake that those guys make is quit trying to get approval from the church and just go minister to people, and don't worry about it. But in this email I was saying that I was writing to this person, this ministry person yesterday, that was one of the things I told this person. I said, when I reach one of these places of transition, I know there's going to be people who are going to quit walking with me. I know it. I always know it. Every time I reach one of these places, the falling away is always incredible when you start going through transition. And like I say, people are going to blame you. But here's something you just have to realize is that to try to placate people who, for their own reasons, want you to not move forward will cost you your destiny. You can't be mean. You can't be hard. You can't be impatient. You can't be controlling. But Jesus would just say, follow me. Start walking. And I think the church needs to come to grips with that in a more realistic way.